Welcome, class 10th. Here I am going to begin chapter 5, The 100 Dresses, part 1 from your first line book. Let's know about the writer. This chapter, The 100 Dresses, was written by Albasol Esther. She was born in West Haven in the year 1906. This American writer has started her career initially as librarian and then turned to be author. She has written 20 classic children books in her life. Some of her famous writing works include Ginger Pie, the Moffat series, The Equine Green, The Alley, and many others. She was honored with Newbery Medal Award for her writing Ginger Pie. She died in the year 1988. The story of 100 Dresses is based on the writer's real life experience. It is about the tale of a girl who had received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. She has presented herself in the character of Maddie, another poor girl in the story. She felt very guilty for not having defended her poor friend Wanda in the real life. So she has written the story in order to assuage her guilt and to encourage others to stand against all bullies in the life. The 100 Dresses is a story based on the real life experiences of the writer about a girl who is teased by her classmates because she belongs to a poor family. The girl, Wanda Petronaski, always becomes a butt of her friends' jokes because of her funny polished name. She always remains quiet and used to wear the same faded blue colored dress to her school. But all the time she used to boast of having 100 dresses of same color at her home. The story is also about the realization of the mainstream people who are forced to make the opinion about the other different people with similar potential and emotion. Children, here is now summary about the story. As this is a story about a quiet and shy girl named Wanda Petronaski. She is a Polish immigrant who had come to America with her family. While she was attending a school at America, her classmates found her name to be strange and probably the weirdest one in the classroom, as they all had quite easier names. As she was poor and was always seen wearing a faded blue dress, her classmates started teasing her because she claimed to have the 100 dresses all lined up, she said, in a closet. But always they used to see her wearing the same. Her two classmates, Peggy and the Maddie, were the ones who mainly teased her. Peggy was the most famous girl in the school, whereas Maddie, also a poor girl, she did not like when Peggy was making fun of Wanda. She wanted Peggy to stop making fun of Wanda, but she could not summon courage to stop her, as she feared that she would lose her best friend if she would stop her that way. However, Peggy's intention was also never to hurt Wanda, but she was only curious to know why Wanda had to lie that she had 100 dresses in her closet. So let's know about the detail. Let's begin the chapter, The 100 Dresses. As this story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. Wanda Petronaski is a young Polish girl who goes to school with other American children in an American town. These other children see Wanda as different in many ways. Can you guess how they treat her? See the first paragraph. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronaski was not in a seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. as the story revolves around a Polish girl named Wanda Petronuski and her classmates Peggy and Madeline, who all the time made fun of her. The story opens up with the description of the Monday classroom scene where two girls, Peggy and Madeline, they were searching for Wanda Petronuski, who was not found on a seat. So these Peggy and the Madeline were the same girls who used to make fun of her, but they were surprised to see her absent in the class. Usually Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in the room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Scuffling of feet means noisy or dragging movements of the feet on the ground. So here it is described. Generally, Wanda used to sit in the corner of her classroom where the non academically brilliant and loud students of the class used to sit. It was the part of the classroom which was the dirtiest one. It was the part of the class where whole disturbing sounds always go on, just like the dragging feet on the ground or the loud laughters going on all the time. It was the dirtiest part of the class where all the time you could see the mud and dirt on the floor. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all, as Wanda had never been like the other boys sitting over there. Everybody thought why she used to sit on that place because she had been never rough and disturbing. But on the contrary, she was found to be quiet and the person who rarely spoke to anyone. And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Twisted mouth, that means when you bend your mouth in different direction, that is the upset state of mind. Crooked smile, that means to have uneven and bigger smile on one side. That also depicts actually the unhappy state of mind. Nobody in the class had ever seen Wanda laughing loudly, as she used to show her upset state of mind by showing the crooked smile. But that was all. That means she used to remain silent to the extent that nobody had ever seen her laughing. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in the seat unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronuski once she sat in the corner of the room. Since Wanda was nothing like those boys, no one ever understood why she used to sit there. There were only guesses that as the girl was coming from Boggin Heights, that in fact Boggin Heights is a slum area in the city where all the poor immigrants were living. So everybody used to think as the girl was coming from the Boggin Heights and her shoes were all the time used to be dirty with the mud. That would be the reason of the girl. The time when the thought about Wanda was outside of school hours at noon time when they were coming back to school or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard. That means they think about Wanda only it was a time before or after the school hours when the group of 2 or 3 children they used to stay and talk and laugh on the way to the schoolyard. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. But sometimes they used to wait for the girl to make fun of her, even at the cost of getting late to the school. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. So here it is explained. The next day was Tuesday. Again, Wanda was not in the school, but nobody noticed again her absence that day. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda was not there. But it was on Wednesday that two girls of the class, that were Peggy and the Maddie, they noticed her absence. So these are the both girls who used to sit at the front seats along with the toppers of the class. Both these girls never get soiled themselves in the mud. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. So here it is explained. Peggy was the most famous girl in the school. She was really beautiful. She had beautiful clothes and her hair was curly. And Maddie, she was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. They had waited and waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just had not come. They often waited for Wanda Petronuski to have fun with her. Here reason is mentioned how both these girls, Peggy and Maddie, also got notice the absence of Wanda, as they were in the habit of waiting and teasing this girl regularly. But now they noticed from the last 2 days that she was not coming and they were getting late to the school. So that's why they became excited to know the reason of her absence in the class. Wanda Petronuski. Most of the children in room 13 did not have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronuski was. Here the writer explains that in room number 13 of the school, all the children, they have quite simpler and easier American names like Thomas, Smith, or Alan, except a boy with the name Willie Bounce, which they thought to sound funny, but still they found Petronuski to be funnier than this now Bounce name. They found Petronuski name to be long and unfamiliar. This shows that those children of the class did not understand the diversity, and whatever they did, it was only out of their thoughtlessness. Wanda did not have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that did not hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. Did not hang right, that means did not fit properly. As Wanda belonged to a poor family, so they could not afford to buy too many dresses. That's why Wanda was usually seen wearing a faded blue dress that did not even fit her properly, though it looked clean, but always it used to look unironed. She did not have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Here it is mentioned, though many girls talked to this girl, but it is ironical she did not have any friends because they only talked to her to make fun of this poor girl. Due to her stories about the 100 dresses and along with her unfamiliar name, they found this all to be amusing. That's why she used to watch the little girls playing in the hard ground from the distance. But this was the time the other students gathered around her to make more fun of this poor girl. Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner as though she were talking to Miss Mason. So here It is mentioned that Peggy, without the intention of hurting this poor girl, she used to speak in a very gentle tone, just like she used to talk to her class teacher. Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Nudge, that is a gentle push. Wanda, tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? As Peggy was well aware of her answer, so to make fun of her, she used to nudge the friend standing close to her and inquire again from Wanda how many dresses she was saying were hanging up in her closet at home. 100, Wanda would say. 100? Exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Yeah, 100, all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. Incredulously, that means unbelievable. Wanda replied to Peggy, of course, she had 100 dresses. All the little girls, they were surprised. They couldn't believe how Wanda could have 100 dresses. Even the smallest girls, they also stopped their game of hopscotch and started listening to Wanda. Yes, Wanda replied. She had 100 dresses, all lined up in her closet. As Peggy wanted to make Wanda the laughing stock in the class, she further inquired, what are they like? All silk, I bet. Yeah, all silk, all colors, velvet too. Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses, Wanda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closet. Stolidly means to be calm or not showing any emotion. As Peggy was well aware about Wanda's lie and about her real status, she intentionally asked her to tell them what sort of the fabric of her 100 dresses were. Wanda replied that she had all sort of the fabrics of her dresses, silk, velvet and all. Now to affirm their queries, now without showing her emotions, now Wanda was now continuously speaking and replied that all the 100 dresses, they are lined up in a cupboard of her home. Then they would let her go, and then before she would gone very far, they could not help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. Shriek means shouting. Hence, after getting all the replies from Wanda, they let her go. But she had gone a little far. They started now bursting into laughter. After getting all the replies, they let Wanda go. But the girl had moved a little bit far. They all started shouting and bursting into the laughter. It's very sad. All they did only to make fun of Wanda before everyone. Peggy was well aware about the lie of Wanda and about the poverty of this poor girl. Now to irritate the girl, she asked her further if she had 100 dresses, tell them what sort of the fabric of the dresses were. At this, Wanda replied she had all the sort of the fabrics in 100 dresses. They are of silk and of velvet. And all these 100 dresses were lined up in her closet, in a cupboard. Now, this time, she was repeating the word 100 dresses in the expressionless mode. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So why did she say she had 100? What a story! How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this. All alike? Oh no, every pair is different. All colors, all lined up. Exaggerated, that means overemphasized. It was hard to believe what Wanda was saying, that she had 100 dresses, as it was quite clear that Wanda had the single dress, that was the blue one, which was she wearing regularly in the school. So why she was telling a lie about the 100 dressing. What was the matter? And why the girl was lying? Further, to embarrass and insult this poor girl more, they used to ask in more exaggerated, polite form to the girl if her shoes are same. To this, Wanda replied that every pair is different in variety and of different colors, but all lined up in a closet. Peggy, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Idea of disturbing and embarrassing Wanda, it was, of course, of Peggy. She all the time used to invent such games of insulting this poor girl. Then, every time Peggy and Maddie, who was her inseparable friend, they were the last ones who left the spot after making this girl felt insulting. Finally, Wanda also moved to her street. Her eyes looked dull and her mouth closed helplessly. But this moment she was moving and shaking her left shoulder every now and then in a very funny and strange way. And finally she returned back her home. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. Bullies, that means to threaten or frighten someone. Here it is explained that Peggy was not that much mean or a bad girl that has been portrayed till now in the story, as she had been very nice girl who used to protect the small kids from all the bullies. She never let anyone harm the small children. Even she could not bear the mistreatment done to the innocent, speechless animals too. She cried a lot for several hours if she saw such harsh treatment given to them. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" She replied she had never been so. But on the contrary, here she blamed Wanda to tell lie about the 100 dresses. She further argued with the point that anybody could easily make out that she was telling a lie and she could never possess 100 dresses in her life. Here, Peggy blamed Wanda for possessing a very strange name. She said it was really weird for an ordinary girl like Wanda to possess such a grand name. Anyway, she said she should not be blamed for making her miserable. It was not her fault to make her cry. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats, how many this and that she had was bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. Bother, that means to care. So here the mindset of Peggy's best friend Maddie is given. She never liked the idea of regularly insulting this poor girl Wanda. She never liked that why Wanda was daily insulted and teased about her dresses, about her hats, and about her other accessories because she used to care for this girl. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness she did not live up on Boggin Heights or have a funny name. Hand-me-down, that means old clothes or handed down by someone else. Maddie herself used to wear somebody's hand-me-down clothes. That means she wore the clothes given to her by someone else. But she was not as poor as Wanda. She didn't live in the Boggin Heights slum. And she did not even have the weird name like Wanda Petronuski. That's why she was thankful to God that they were not as much poor as Wanda's family. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Mocking, that means to make fun of. Embarrassed, that means to insult or to feel ashamed. It is mentioned that Maddie never felt comfortable while Peggy was asking strange and weird questions to Wanda in her mocking, polite voice. She felt also insulted and make the show that she was counting the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing. Quietly, she used to play with the marbles in her hand. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda. Exactly, she would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented the dresses game. Maddie here admitted if the dress game of the Peggy had not been invented, she would never have known about the very existence of this poor girl, Wanda. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. She was not as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. However, Maddie admitted here that she was feeling uncomfortable not because she had any care about Wanda, but because of the fact that any next moment she could also be the target of Peggy and the other friends, as she also belonged to the poor family, but they were not that much poor, just like Wanda, this poor slum girl. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she wouldn't like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronaski. Though Maddie knew that she was not that much senseless like Wanda, enough to say that she had 100 dresses, but still she wished that her friend Peggy should stop teasing Wanda Petronaski. I hope you well understood this part of the chapter. Now wait for the next part in the coming video. For more informative videos, you can do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching the video.